Greetings, dear ones. This is Friday, October 8th, on an absolutely perfect weather day here on the East Coast. We have the bluest of blue skies. There is a slight breeze and cool temperatures, maybe for long sleeves, but not even cool enough for a sweater at this point in the day. But earlier in the day and as the sun goes down, definitely we will. So I hope you are, if you're in this area, able to get outside and breathe and put your feet on the ground in the earth. Let yourself sink down into the earth. We're going to do things a little bit different today. Excuse me. We're going to open with a meditation or energy practice, actually. And then after that, I'll share a little bit about the current energetics and what else is going on. It's been, it's hard to believe that it was just a week ago with all that has gone on, but certainly it has. We've had our ups and downs and with the news and what's going on with the earth, and today our focus is the earth. It is actually more towards the California fires, that the glass fire has increased in size, and we have Hurricane Delta hitting the Louisiana coast once again today. So we have a lot of water. Europe is experiencing a great deal of flooding this week, gale force winds. India has monsoons like they haven't seen in a very long time. So there is a lot of upheaval, turmoil, chaos, and tumultuous energies in the weather and climate. And it is no wonder. That is a reflection of what is going on with us, because there is really no separation. We and the earth are interdependent, interconnected, interrelated, and our bodies are very much affected by, our emotions are affected by, and we affect the earth. So today, with the meditation energy practice, we're going to be working with the 4 elements, and those elements reflect in the different bodies of the human. The physical body corresponds to the actual land, soil, earth. Our emotional bodies correspond to the waters of the planet, or the element of water. Our mental body is directly correspondent with the air, the element of air. And the spiritual body is reflected in the element of fire. So we're going to be dropping in very, very deeply into a practice that will address all 4 of those bodies with a level of purification. In other words, all that's been going on in the news and around the world is certainly wreaking havoc with our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. And what's going on the earth is, yes, related to climate change and man's actions and inactions, but more so there is a need for purification, a purification of the earth as reflected in us and us as reflected in the earth. We are in a time of evolution, and the purification of aspects of human nature must occur in order for new growth, in order for space within us for a new way of being. So that, in a very short nutshell, is what is currently going on with the collective consciousness theme and the earth, an update on the earth energetics, and what you may be experiencing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So today, as we call in those elements, allow yourself to really receive the energetics of purification and flushing and movement and creating space and lightening your load, so to speak, or the burdens that many of us carry. So, excuse me a second. I invite everyone to settle into your chair or the couch, whatever, or the floor, whatever you may be sitting on. I encourage everyone always to find your sits bones, which are those bones in the very center of your each buttocks. And when you are able to really situate yourself on them, it allows for you to then roll your shoulder blades down and kind of together, which straightens your body so that your skeletal system can do what it's supposed to do, which is hold you up rather than you having to hold you up. And if you notice throughout the day, and certainly now being on line so much more perhaps than before, we are in such postures that can definitely create some physical discomfort, but also it's going to follow the energy of our psycho-emotional and psycho-spiritual bodies. So if you have a tendency to curve inward in protection of these emotional centers, or sometimes people curl forward, or very stiffly holding yourself up in an unnatural way, that's going to, of course, cause a lot of back and shoulder and neck issues. So it isn't only the position in regard to the computer or screen that you are working with, but it has also to do with your own psycho-emotional status and psycho-spiritual status at any given moment, which is in constant flux. So please notice that and allow yourself to sit firmly on those sits bones, sometimes just shifting out a little bit of tissue. You don't have to lift up so much, but just grab a chunk and just kind of pull it to the side, each side, which exposes those bones a little bit more. The practice that those of you who have done this with me before, it is really about coming down and in you, into, through your vessel, this vehicle that your spiritual being is utilizing to explore and experience this third dimensional planet. And so it's inside that all of your being exists. So this is not about kind of going out and through your third eye and to somewhere outside of you, but on the contrary, to drop down and into your inner verse or inner universe. For therein lies all the information that you would ever need, all the answers, all of you. So this practice allows for each person to individually experience their inner verse, while at the same time being interconnected with all of those who are either listening now live or will be at any time in the future. For there is no bounds when we're talking about time and space and energy. Energy does not need that framework of time and space that we do, or at least in the form that we have here. So, not breathing in any particular way, but just allowing yourself to experience your breath. Just noticing it, feeling it as it's moving, how far into your body it's moving, how shallowly. Doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong. It is your way. And I always like to invite everyone to say either to themselves or out loud, which kind of brings you into this moment, into your being. I am asking, and I am allowing my body. I am asking, and I am allowing my energy field. I am asking, and I am allowing my wider self. And that wider self is the you on a soul level, channeling in to your intuitive ability, the information directly from your soul. I am asking, and I am allowing my guides and teachers and masters. I am asking, and I am allowing all aspects of me, all times of me, to join me here and now, assisting me, guiding me, leading me down into me. And just give you a moment to really feel physically, energetically, that kind of sinking down. You can sometimes feel as if it's slow molasses kind of rolling down, for we so generally keep our energy fields up and really out of the mid and lower parts of our body. And so when we are inviting this type of practice and allowing our energy fields to actually come down and in, and you can little by little experience it by just softening and noticing your back, your spine, and just very, very gently, not in any demanding way, allow yourself to sensate the back of your head, the base of your skull, your neck, particularly where it joins the base of your skull and the top of your shoulders. Notice your shoulders. Are they up? Are they back? Just gently allow your shoulder blades to slide down and a little bit more towards one another. Notice your collarbone, your upper chest, and your joint where your arm joins your shoulders, your upper arms, the back of your arms, where they join the forearm through the elbow, your wrists, the top of your hands, the palm of your hands, your fingers, each one. And if it helps to just bring your hands to the places that I'm naming, then by all means do so. Feel your sternum, that's that bone in the very center of your chest. Follow it down to the xiphoid, that round bone that joins the two sides of your rib cage. Feel your rib cage on the sides of you, on the back of you, this amazing skeletal structure that protects those very vital and tender organs within. Just see if you can feel the inside of you within that rib cage. Notice your diaphragm, which is right below that brown bone, and where the bottom of your ribs, your waist, the back area, low area of your back, your sacrum. It's that triangular bone at the very base of your spine. Around to your hip joints, your belly, your low belly, tops of your thighs, sides of your thighs, back of your thighs, your knees, the area behind your knees, your calves, your shins, your ankles, the top of your foot, each foot, toes. Allow them to extend and spread if possible. This is your body, your precious, miraculous, fascinating vehicle, vessel. And this physical vessel contains all the same chemical constituents found in and on the earth. The same structures, many of the same structures, an electrical grid, a magnetic grid, an electromagnetic grid, ley lines, and when we are disconnected from the earth, as we have been for quite a few generations at this point. It affects your physical body. Nature and the many cycles and seasons of the earth coordinate, correspond, and collaborate with the human body. So it is vital that we practice feeling our bodies and feeling the earth and the intricate, intimate interdependence, interrelatedness. For our well-being and that of the earth. For in thinking the earth is merely a thing, we are dismissing the beingness, the aliveness of not only the earth, but our human species. For the earth will be fine without us. No matter what we seem to do, no matter how we are throwing off the balance, should man disappear, the earth will be quite fine. But we need the earth. We depend upon the earth as we depend upon our bodies for our very existence. So allow yourself to feel the union and communion with your body, with the earth. And just as the earth in the northern hemisphere right now is going through a period of shedding and deathing of parts that are unneeded, leaves, certain plants, so too does the energy of the earth assist our bodies, assist your body in purifying and expelling dead cells, toxins, so continue to just sensate. No work, no effort, no focus, but just experiencing, sensating your body, the earth of you, the earth herself reaching towards you. As you sink ever downward, ever inward. For in so doing, we are not merely rejuvenating and purifying the body, but in that acknowledgement, in that interconnection, in that feeling of our body and the earth, the relationship is rebuilt, reconnected, renewed. And you might notice more space within you, or a heaviness, or even a sleepiness. Please allow yourself to follow what your body and your system, your energy field is leading you to. Some may notice an ability to breathe a little easier, a little more deeply, a little slower, or a little longer. Inhale and exhale as we are now moving to the element of air, that which is absolutely vital for our very existence, our life, moment to moment. For without oxygen, there would be no life. For humans, certainly, and for almost all plant, animal, bird, insect, even within the oceans. So really just allow yourself to notice, sensate the rhythm, the pace, the depth of your breath. And as you do so, you might notice your brain less thoughts, less desire to figure things out, to work through the brain. When you're noticing your breath, it enables your brain to relax. And as we have the earth purifying so many places with fire, water, so too with air. The winds, hurricane, gale winds, clearing and cleaning, so too those detrimental, destructive thoughts, thought patterns. Let them fly away on the wind. If you've been outside here in the tri-state area, there's a lovely breeze moving the branches and leaves of the trees, assisting in the falling of those leaves. The sound, the fluttering. Allow yourselves to hear the wind through the trees. As we bring in the many, many trees that we have lost in the California fires. Nothing you need do except notice, feel, and give your attention to these amazing beings and their efforts and purpose in regard to the air and our ability to breathe. The tree and its branches and leaves itself replicating our very lung structure. And as we bring in those many trees that have been lost, both in the California fires, the Oregon fires, the Amazon, your experience, your sensating the air moving through your lungs, and the acknowledgement of the trees in the gifting of that process. Perpetuates their existence. And the very power of the wind to move in such a way as to become a force combining with the element of water as a hurricane. Allow yourself to feel the flow and movement and currents of the water within your very body. Over 90% of the human body is water. Allow yourself to acknowledge and unite with the water element. And as that flow and movement and currents are stabilizing in a way and moving the emotional body, for when there is stagnation with water, there is unhealth and so too with the emotions. They must be felt, they must move. Where they are stagnant, compacted, suppressed, there is ill health. Allowing them to move, feeling them, processing them, transforming them. And as Hurricane Delta lands, we acknowledge the power, the purifying power of water. Reflecting such tumultuous emotions that we as humans have experienced, more so now than ever before, for we are in the midst of an evolution where the lowest vibration of human nature and the emotions that correspond to those low vibrational aspects are purified. here by choice. To do just that, evolve the human species. And acknowledging that spiritual purpose and how it is represented and held through the element of fire. Allow your spiritual being, your spiritual body to come forward so that you may feel the powerful, purifying force of fire. That although it can be destructive on the surface, it is truly creating growth, expansion, opportunity, potential. And the more we are each aligned with our spiritual, true spiritual nature, the more we can create a different way, a new way. And just allowing many fires around the planet to be here in this energetic container that has been created through this practice. Acknowledging the spiritual beingness of fire, the trees, and all that is involved in the current wildfires around the world. No effort, no push. But your desire, your wish is also placed within this container. And the well-being and the safety of all those in the path of both the wildfires in the west, Amazon, Siberia, in the path of Hurricane Delta, the flooding in Europe, the monsoons in India and parts of Asia. Allowing all of your challenges and wishes to stir and mix and blend with the elements of earth, air, fire, and water, creating anew, renewing, rejuvenating, revivifying your body, your emotions, your mind, and your spirit. And allowing that to deepen another level. I'm going to be quiet for a moment and turn up the music so you are aware that there is still connection, but can let go of another level of awareness to drop in deeper still. And as the consolidating and incorporating energetics are going on, nothing you need do, nothing you need know. Simply allow, simply follow, ever so gently. Allowing your system to lead you in the way that is just right for you, organically, in your timing, at your pace. You need not force open your eyes or come back, as they say, but simply experience the delicious sensation of moving from a less physical to a more physical state, and that wonderful in-between where you experience yourself as both simultaneously. That place where perhaps the edges of you are soft or even non-existent. And as you come back to a more three-dimensional consensus reality, remember in your body what it feels like to experience you energetically, spiritually, as well as physically and humanly. For you are that and so much more. Feel the rejuvenation, the renewal. As I was allowing some silence and the music to occur, I glanced over to turn up the volume. And the name of the album was A Better Life. And the name of the song was Now. Those of you who are aware of and experience synchronicity know that it is nothing more than your innate inner being, your wider self, communicating with you, bringing you information to move about your day with ease and flow. So remember, this coming week on the 14th, the Soul Election Group is meeting. I invite you to join me. That is donation only. That is going to be going to indigenous tribes here in the United States and also in Brazil. We are going to be doing something similar, dropping in very, very deeply, implanting your wishes and desires and dreams for a better life, a new way for our planet and our species. On Monday, November the 2nd, I will be doing the first in-person event that I have done since March, February or March. We're going to be outside taking full advantage of both fire element. I will have a fire and the labyrinth and the pond. We're going to be again working with the elements and all of our ancestors and the many helpers in the non-physical that will be joining us. And I'll send out more information. It'll be on my Facebook page as well. But that is All Souls Day, and I've been having a gathering for the past 15 years or more. So please join me. It's going to be very, very powerful this year more than ever. It is the night before the election. Your presence, your input, your joining, your cooperating, collaborating, communicating with all of those that I mentioned in the non-physical and in the physical will have huge impact. There is a limited number. We are certainly going to be socially distantly placed, and masks, of course, are required, but I do believe we can hold quite a few in my backyard. So please contact me. And please join me on these Fridays. Your input, your energy, what you're experiencing is all part of this alchemical mix. So if you can at any time join live, please do so. This will be posted on my Facebook page, Healers Universe, as well as on YouTube with a lot of others that you can enjoy. And until next time, my deepest gratitude, honor, and love to all of you. Be well. Bye-bye.